Hey, I'm Josh Turbyville. I play kicker at the University of Tennessee, and this is the No Playbook podcast.
Hey, it's the podcast featuring the outstanding athletes, coaches, and experts from East Tennessee. My name's Casey. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast. If you are from East Tennessee here in the Knoxville area, I want to ask a favor of you. If you would go onto City View Magazine's website, they do a best of the best every summer. Last year, I was voted the third most popular podcast in the Knoxville area, but the voting is up again, and I'm nominated. So if you would take a moment, vote for No Playbook, really appreciate that. Also, make sure you follow the show on social media at No Playbook Pod. Now, today on the podcast, very interesting interview. Josh Turbyville, local guy from the Knoxville area. He got an opportunity to join the Tennessee football team, and he is making the most of that opportunity. Josh is a guy who trained at D1 training for a long time. He's really been very dedicated at improving his personal strength, making himself a little bigger, more SEC football ready, and it shows. He's definitely the guy going to be doing the kickoffs this year for Tennessee, and he is in the mix. He really might be our place kicker this year. He talks about that competition. Also talks about his recruiting process, and he shares his most memorable sports memory. I always like that part of the show. I mentioned D1 Training. This episode is brought to you by D1 Training and Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center. I'll get to Josh Turbyville right after this. Sit tight.
Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center has the key for you to be happy, healthy, strong, and more in 2024. The outdoor pool is finally open, and of course, our indoor pool is open year-round. We have all the strength and cardio equipment you could want, basketball and racquetball courts, indoor and outdoor tennis, and of course, pickleball, plus about 85 group fitness classes that take place every week, including my absolute favorite, Sprint. And parents, Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center has complimentary childcare with a family membership. There's also swim and tennis lessons for adults and kids, month to month with no long-term contracts. It's time to get your summer look started at Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center, Kingston Pike at Pellissippi Parkway. You can call 531-5000. That's 531-5000, or visit fshfc.com for Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center.
D1 Training is the place for the athlete, and we've got a brand new facility about to open in Blount County. With classes starting as young as 7 years old, D1 can help everyone take their game to the next level. Our 5-star training system comes straight from Division I strength and conditioning programs. At D1, we offer personal training, team training, youth development programs, adult boot camp classes, and much more. Learn more about D1 Hardin Valley and our introductory founders rate for the new Blount County facility by following us on social media and visiting D1Training.com.
All right, how are things?
They're good. They're good.
You guys doing hot summertime practices right now?
Yes, we have meetings right now. We'll have meetings on Tuesdays, and then we work out 4 days a week. So that's kind of how it's been since since we got off for school in May, and when we got back in like early June. We've been going since then. So, but it's been
When
fun.
I mean, I imagine it's going to pick up even more soon, right?
Oh, yes. We get off Wednesday until next Monday, and then we start fall camp, which is when it's real deal. We have meetings every day. We have workouts, practice, and we start ramping it up to get ready for UT chat. So,
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I just had the coach from Chattanooga on the show.
oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
And the
cool.
quarterback there is actually a guy I've, you know, done a bunch of stuff with. He was going to help us train quarterbacks at the D1 in Chattanooga,
Okay.
and had him on the show. He's a UCLA transfer.
Okay. Okay.
Pretty good, actually.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not worried, but
No. I'm
still.
not too worried, but I mean, you got to treat everyone like they're the best team in the nation. So
Absolutely. I mean, and then right after that, you've got NC State.
exactly, exactly. So we can't really let up on that at all.
They're getting a lot of hype,
They
but
are. I mean, they got Grayson McCall. They got Kevin Concepcion, who was really good last year. They got Justin Jolly, and I mean their offense is stacked. And then last year, I mean, they had the linebacker who was really good, and then I mean I'm sure they got someone behind him who's good. So we just I don't know. I think they have received a lot of hype, but I do think that it's earned. But I don't know. I think we got to see how they all perform together. But
Mhm.
yeah,
I wonder who they've got week one. I don't know what's top of that.
I don't know. I don't know if they wouldn't start with North Carolina. They probably end with North Carolina, I would guess. But I don't know. I haven't looked. I probably should. I'll end up watching film on whoever they do play week one. So
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Um, so what about um like the off season so far? How is the workouts? How they've been? Like, do you feel like the team is coming together well and all that stuff?
I do. I think over this offseason, I believe we've grown a lot closer as a team. I think I think the coaches do like certain things on purpose, like rile us up and like sometimes like a lot of us think like we do things that are stupid, but I think when we do it as a team and we're able to talk about it, like we'll go in the locker room and be like, why do we do that? Or we'd go in there and like, dang, that was hard. But I think that all like kind of brings us closer and we're more like makes us more of a family in a sense. Like we'll I mean Hypo always talks about like we're a family, like yes, we're gonna fight, like brothers fight, but we never like hurt each other. So like as long as like he understands we're gonna fight, we're gonna have issues. Like whenever we're in the weight room calling out someone for not doing something they're supposed to do, or even on the field, like he knows there's gonna be backlash. Sometimes it's not someone's day, but at the end of the day, we're family and we're all gonna like come closer. So I think this offseason has brought us to that point.
I remember when he first got here, he was doing stuff like having the team play kickball and dodgeball, stuff like that, just to kind of have fun together in that family atmosphere. Do you guys still do stuff like that?
We do. We actually at near the end of spring ball, we played softball. We got to play on the softball field, the Tennessee softball field. And so we had a friendly game of like freshmen versus juniors, seniors. We did a whole tournament thing. We ended up playing against the coaches too, the winners. So we still do that. We'll have dodgeball. We'll have like during fall camp, there'll be a day where it's like no, like if we do something during practice, no meetings, or we'll have a dodgeball game instead of meetings at night. Or he likes to throw in games to like for us to have fun because he knows it gets hard and it can be a lot sometimes.
How many guys went yard?
A lot. Yeah. We had I'm pretty sure everyone was trying to go yard because it was you get one pitch to like swing at. So you get one swing. So guys would hack at it. So we had guys swinging, missing, falling over, swinging too hard. But then we'd have guys who would smack the ball like over the scoreboard and onto the train tracks. Like it was some of them were like, holy cow. Like that was wild. But
So talk about what a typical practice is like for a specialist.
yeah, so for me, for specialists at UT, we always have meetings are always the first thing of the day. So it's always meetings, and then we'll get out a little bit early and we'll go down and we warm up before everyone else gets down there because we'll be with the trainers, but then the some of the trainer guys have to go and help like everyone else warm up. So we get down there early. We'll do our warm up, couple swings, depending on how the practice goes. If it's a field goal day, we'll like the team will do indie, so individual stuff, and then they'll get into team, and then at the end of team, the specialists have team field goal. So that means that we need to be like warmed up. So we'll go inside and we'll be in the indoor doing drills for 30 minutes working up to doing full operation, so snap, hold, kick. And then from there, we'll go outside, wait a little bit, stay warm, and then we'll have team. So during team, we'll do, we call it a chart, but it's, we'll kick from like 20 left, like random numbers, 24-yard line, right middle, and we'll just work our way and then do that. And then we'll have punt. So Jackson will get out there and he'll do punt, team punt. And then we kind of just filter through the practice, like wherever we're needed, we help. So I've helped with run fit drills, like for linemen. So I've been a running back in drills, I've been a linebacker, I've been a guy running down on a kickoff. They kind of put us wherever we're needed, and they tell the guys to take it easy on us when we're in
Yeah.
there because we're not used to that physicality. But
Yeah, you don't want James Pierce coming and taking your head off.
no, we were doing a blocking drill, and I was the running back, and he was going against one of the linemen, and he made the lineman whiff, and I literally took off, and he was right in my face, and I thought that was something else, but yeah. And then we'll end the day. Hypo's been big on pressure kicks for us, so we'll bring it up as a team at the end of practice, and he'll yell out pressure kick, and then everyone on the team lines up, and we have a snap hold kick from probably 45 plus yarder, but we'll have everyone screaming on our face. Hypo will like spit on the ball or whatever while the snapper's holding it. Like they're just trying to get in our head to simulate, I mean, in game winner, like Chase hit a couple years ago. So
Yeah.
I would say that's probably a typical practice.
I all through college, my roommate was a punter and at UT, and actually his only real contribution during a game was he got in to kick a couple extra points, but he would walk around the apartment all the time. I mean, all the time. He had a football and he was just practicing his drop. He would just bounce it on the floor,
Hmm.
practicing that all the time. Do you have anything that's kind of a just a habit that you just do even around the house?
Yeah, I always do like practice swings. Like I'll be out in public, like at dinner, just waiting in lines, like for dinner, and I'll swing my leg. I don't know. I like to keep the muscle memory, like just kind of taking my deep breath and then just doing like a little dry swing, just like in tennis shoes, just swinging my leg. I do calf raises randomly to try to like get stronger. I don't know. I have random ticks. They're like ticks to me now. So yeah, I would say swinging my leg. When I punted in high school, it used to be I would have a ball in my room and I would just drop, drop, just walk around dropping the ball. I still kind of do that during practice sometimes when I'm bored, but
What
I don't
about
know.
the mental capacity to like deal with a stressful moment? Because a kicker is somebody that is going to have some of those, a game on the line at some point. Like, are there any exercises or anything you guys talk about at practice to help you kind of overcome that stress?
Yes, I mean, Hypo's really been big for everyone on it, but I think for me, breathing is the biggest thing to like calm me down. So I try to simulate whenever we'll do field goals indoor with everyone, and I'll just try to simulate like I try to take a deep breath, try to imagine like the game, like what's going on, and just try to have a visual in my mind that I can look back to. Like during a game, I'll try to look back to that moment in practice and just try to be like, okay, you've done this before. Like this is nothing new. Like just if I put that picture in my mind during a game, then it calms me down. It's like, okay, this is the same thing you've done in practice. You've done this a million times. And that's what works for me. I know a lot of guys do different stuff, but I know we try to use the hardest thing is the heart rate because in practice it's hard to get your heart rate up like it's gonna be when there's a pressure kick. Like it's hard to do that. So what works for me and what we've been trying to do as a group is we'll do like 5 up downs and then sprint onto the field. So like when you get out there, your heart's beating a little bit, like it's not the same like pressure, but your heart's beating, you got to slow your heart rate down and calm down before you kick. So that's what you try to simulate it however you can, but that's what we do.
I look forward to the season when you kick a game-winning field goal against an SEC opponent, like clipping this and playing it back.
Yes. Yeah,
What's funny is,
that'll be a great video right there. Good clip.
uh, I have 3 sons, and my wife, anytime there's a big kick like that, it could be, you could be watching any game. It could be Oregon State and BYU. Like she will watch it and she'll go, uh, oh, bless his mother. She's thinking about the kicker's mom, about the stress that they're going through. And that always just makes me roll my eyes and laugh.
Yeah, that's what my mom does the same thing. We'll be like, it's a bye week and we're like watching a game and it's like say it's I don't know, it could be like Florida's playing a game and they're like it's up to the kicker to kick it and she's like, oh, I hope he makes it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, he's a kicker. He's like you. And I'm like, I'm like, I don't care. Like that's Florida. Yeah, it might be the kicker kicking right now, but I want Florida to lose. But yeah, my mom's the same way.
Yeah.
She felt, especially when Chase was here, she talked about how felt so bad for Chase's mom during that kick against Alabama. But I mean, he made it, so
Heck yeah.
yeah.
Now I talked a lot with Devin about
Mhm.
the work that you've done just to kind of make yourself a little bigger and stronger. Just kind of talk about that dedication and what all you've put into it to put yourself in a real position to be a difference maker this year.
I mean, Devin was a big help. Devin in D1, I think that's when I really saw probably my talent go up. I feel like my progress because I feel like they were able to I needed that strength. That was I one thing that I felt like I could have, but I didn't at the moment. So when I started training with them, I was able to kind of learn how to lift, learn how to strengthen certain muscles, learn what I need to do and what I can do on my own to help me get to that next level. So I learned like I went through with I was like I had to start using my core more, so I started doing more core. I was like, why do I need to do upper body? And they're like, because you need momentum, obviously. So when you're moving, so like you need to work your upper body. So I was like, okay. And it's it's really a grind. I think a big thing that people don't realize is that diet does matter. Like you want to put on muscle and good weight. You don't want to be fat because then you can't really move too well. So I think that's a big thing I've learned more recently, like listening to dietitians, like people would always, I mean, I was told that in high school, like diet, but I was like, oh, okay, if I just work out harder, then it kind of cancels out, but it doesn't. So, but I would say that was a big jump, and I think it's something people don't realize, but it's something you really gotta like put your head down. It's not glamorous. It's not like fun work sometimes, but you do it so that you can have fun. So now, like when I go out there and I kick a ball 80 yards, that's fun. Like that's more fun than hitting the ball 70 yards. So
Yeah.
it's a dedication, it's a grind, but at the end of it, if you learn to like fall in love with the process more than the outcome, you're gonna love the outcome even more, I think.
I think I said that exactly to my son this morning. He runs cross country, and
Mhm.
sometimes he kind of will get out. And I don't want to go for a run today, and I gave him like that exact same speech. Like you gotta teach yourself overcome uh wincing at being uncomfortable. and then
Mhm.
it'll become second nature, and you're going to be so proud of the results then.
Yes, yes.
How about recruiting? Like, was it just like I want to go to Tennessee, and as soon as you got that opportunity, you jumped on it, or
It was I personally I didn't really want to go to Tennessee. When I first like started thinking about schools I wanted to go to, I was like, I kind of want to I've lived in Knoxville my whole life. I want to get out there. I want to see a new place. I want to meet new people and do all this, but as I went through the process, it was like I went to a Coastal Carolina camp and they had like it was cool, it was by the beach, but I was like, I don't know, like it just didn't feel right. And it was like that at a lot of places. And then I went to a camp at UT and I was like, I honestly I didn't really want to do it, but my dad was like, just do it. Like just do it just so you can like do it once and you don't have to do it again. So I did it. I did really well. And then they started recruiting me. And as I went through the recruiting process with Coach Eckler and going on visits and everything, talking to people who went to UT who were from Knoxville, they were like, it doesn't feel like you're home. You're like, it's your home. You're away from home, but you're home. So as I went through that, talking to people, talking to Eck, going on all the visits, it just started to like make sense. Like I had a bunch of friends going there. It was like, okay, if I go here, I'm gonna know a lot of people, which is gonna help. I mean, we ended up doing, they ended the season really well that year. So it was getting exciting. We were recruiting well. And it just, I don't know, it just kind of all made sense in a way. So I just
Coach
ran.
Eckler? We see him be crazy. Is he even crazier behind the scenes?
Yes, he is the same person behind the scenes as he is on Twitter, on the TV screen. He is he'll come up and he'll say, "How are you doing?" If you say good, he's like he gets mad at you. Like you can't be good. You gotta be great or above. He's always high energy, always like he wakes up before practice and he does this workout that I don't even know. He benches 225 10 times for like 5 sets and then does squats and does curls, but he does no warm up before it. So we're like, okay, this guy's about to tear his pec, but he does it every time, and always gets out of it, and he's screaming, yelling, going on the field, and he's a fun guy. I'll say that.
Yeah. So, tell me something that very few people know about you. You obviously are gonna have a lot of folks locally that know about you just because you played high school here, but what's something that folks don't know?
Well, I do have web toes. That's something I've
I'm
like,
gonna have to see that, Josh. Um,
yeah,
I it can be some other time, but I'm gonna need to see that.
yeah, I'll send you. I don't know. You probably don't. It was a rough day of practice. I don't know
I'm
if
just
it.
kidding. I'm just kidding with you. I'm just kidding with you. I worked with a guy recently. He's like, he just let me know, like, I've got only four toes on one foot. And I was like, I got to see that pronto. And
Yeah,
it was actually pretty cool.
it's people ask me if it helps. I don't know. I don't know what it's like to not have web toes. I don't know if it does or not. But yeah, I have web toes and I got it from my mom.
Oh,
It's my
interesting.
mom's side. Yeah.
Huh.
So
That is pretty cool. What about one unforgettable sports memory for you? And this could be either as a spectator or as an athlete.
I mean, the Alabama game was insane. When we won on that field goal and being on the field, that is one thing I'll never forget. People not knowing me, coming up to me. I didn't even get in the game, saying thank you. Some some older ladies were crying, hugging me. I was like, you're welcome. Like I didn't play, but you're welcome. And it was a really fun moment to see a bunch of different people from, I mean, tons of different backgrounds. Some of them had seen us, had been a Tennessee fan when we won the national championship. And then I'm taking pictures with 6-year-olds who haven't seen Tennessee this good ever. So it was a really cool moment to see like all the different fans and like storming the field, taking the field goal post down, carrying it out to the water. It the party lasting all night long, like seeing things the next day, just seeing, oh, the post made it to the river. Like, I don't know. That was one thing I'll never forget.
Being on the field, it's got to be a really cool memory. But we'll beat them again this year, right?
Oh yeah. We'll run it back this year and people can storm the field if they want. And I'll be down there ready to give them more hugs if they want them. But
Heck yeah.
yeah.
So now, do you think, I don't know if this is too early to ask this, but what do you think your role will be on the starting team this year?
I believe right now I think I'll be doing the kickoffs. And then right now, really the field goal jobs between me, Max, and JT Carver. So I mean, we've all been doing well over the summer. So I think fall camp's going to be a big time to really find out because the coaches they haven't told us. They want us to keep competing up until they tell us.
Hmm.
So I really don't know. Like some of us we'll have a good day, we'll have bad days. We've all been pretty consistently like on the same track. So I'd like to say that I'm the number one on that, but I know Max is really good, JT is really good. So whoever they feel the most comfortable with will be that guy. But either way, we'll be in good hands. So,
But now, new kickoff rules, do they go into
uh,
effect this year?
so the new kickoff rules are for NFL this year,
So not
but
college.
college has not adopted those rules yet. I personally hope they don't. I'd rather them say like, hey, if you make a field goal from a kickoff, you get points because I think I could do that. So that would be I would rather that be the rule than me have to just like get out there and just chip a ball to the 15-yard line or something or the 10 yard. Like that's no fun for me. That's just me kicking it out there and it being a play. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see.
The days of there were guys that played in the NFL that were able to just do kickoffs, and I'd imagine that's probably a job that's not going to exist anymore.
No, that's not because you have on every team either the kickers doing the kickoffs or the punters doing the kickoffs.
Yeah.
There's not a kickoff specialist, but I know the Chiefs are using they're using Justin Reed, their safety. He kicked in college. He's doing because I guess because now they have to have he's another defender to go in there and make the tackle. So I guess I mean it's smart. He can kick if he can just kick it, place it, and then he could go down and make the tackle. So
Wow.
yeah, interesting. Very
That's
interesting.
interesting. That could turn into a cool job for a guy like Jackson who played rugby.
Yes. He could, especially if they ended up changing the rule to where he could punt it like like they do on a safety, like you could either kick it or you can punt it. If he ended up being able to punt it, I know he would go out there and kick it with his right foot, put some weird side spin on it and have it roll and stop at the one and then the guy can't pick it up or something. He does crazy stuff all the time
Yeah.
during practice.
There's another thing I was thinking just really quick. I'm sure
Hmm.
it's different with each person, but when a kicker goes out for a really big moment, I wonder, I always assume there's one of two things they're thinking. They're thinking either, wow, I'm about to be the hero, or they're thinking, I'm about to make this entire stadium pissed off. Is it, what do you think about that? Is it the first or the second?
I think I think it should be the first.
Yeah.
I think that second one can creep into your mind. But I don't know if I go out there, if I have a game winner and I'm running out there, I think I'm just thinking make the kick, just kick it like you usually do. Don't change anything. Just do what you know. And then when I hit it, if I look up there and it goes in, then I'll celebrate. If I miss, then I don't know, I'll delete Instagram for a while. But yeah.
Well, Josh, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate this. I'm actually
Yeah.
going to put it out next week. And
Yeah. Sounds good.
best of luck this season, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
See you, man.
See ya.
Go Vols.
Yeah.